What if I told you that one of the most powerful forces shaping your life isn't your thoughts, your values, or even your choices? What if it's something deeper, something primal, something you rarely speak about but feel every day? Let me ask you, how many decisions have you made to attract, impress, or be validated by someone? Think back. Was it the car, the job, the way you present yourself in a room? What if underneath all of it was sex? Not sex as you see in ads or late-night TV, not just lust, but sex as a symbol, as a force, as a current moving beneath the surface of your identity. That's what Carl Jung believed, and what he uncovered about the sexual energy within us might change the way you understand yourself. Carl Jung didn't see sex the way Freud did. To Freud, it was central to almost every neurosis. But to Jung, sex was not just physical desire, it was symbolic. It was the visible tip of something much deeper, the libido, not as sexual craving, but as the raw psychological energy that drives human life. This libido isn't always about intimacy. It can take the form of ambition, art, obsession, or even spiritual longing. Jung saw sexual energy as a symbol of unity, a yearning for wholeness. But when we repress or misunderstand that energy, it doesn't go away, it hides. It turns into something else, something darker. One of Jung's most powerful ideas is that everything you ignore in yourself doesn't disappear. It becomes shadow. The sexual impulse, when denied, becomes projection, frustration, even violence. In Jung's words, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So, let's ask, is your life being driven by a shadow you haven't dared to face? We live in a time where sexuality is everywhere. It's sold to us in commercials, displayed in movies, celebrated in our feeds. We call it liberation. But is it? Carl Jung might argue otherwise. True freedom isn't about acting on every impulse, it's about understanding what drives them. If we don't do that, we become puppets of our own instincts. A study from Harvard Medical School suggests that while we've become more sexually expressive, we're also reporting record levels of emotional dissatisfaction and relationship anxiety. How can that be? Because unintegrated desire doesn't lead to connection, it leads to consumption. When sex is disconnected from meaning, it becomes another form of escape, no different from a drug or a screen. Jung warned that modern life risks inflating the persona and the mask we wear to fit in, while starving the soul. What we call freedom may actually be a deeper kind of bondage, the kind where we believe we're choosing, while never asking why we want what we want. So, what happens when sexual energy is not recognized as symbolic, but instead becomes compulsive? Aldous Huxley foresaw this in Brave New World, a society where sex is encouraged not as a path to love, but as a tool for distraction. Keep people entertained, and you keep them docile. Sound familiar? Jung might say, what is repressed returns, but not in its original form. The denied sexual self doesn't die, it mutates, it becomes addictive behavior, it fuels restlessness, it floods your search history, it makes you feel shame after a moment of pleasure. This isn't about moral judgment. It's about self-awareness. When we use sex to numb rather than connect, we don't just lose meaning, we lose ourselves. Desire unexamined is desire unmastered. An unmastered desire always finds a way to control the one who refuses to look at it. Let's pause and ask something uncomfortable. When was the last time sex brought you closer to someone's soul? We often separate physical intimacy from emotional depth, thinking it's more freeing. But in reality, this disconnection is making us feel more alone. Jung believed that every relationship is a mirror, and sexual connection without emotional integration becomes a shallow reflection. Erich Fromm once said, "To love someone is not just a strong feeling, it is a decision, a judgment, a promise." When we engage sexually but remain emotionally unavailable, we fragment the self. We separate body from heart, pleasure from presence, and eventually even the most intense desire feels empty. So the question is not, are we having sex, but rather, are we becoming whole through it? What happens when the sexual part of us is exiled to the unconscious? It doesn't just go quiet, it festers. It emerges in anger, in obsession, in manipulation. The libido, when split from meaning, becomes a dangerous force. Jung warned of this. What is not brought into consciousness will manifest in fate. You might find yourself sabotaging relationships, chasing the unavailable, craving attention but rejecting intimacy. Why? Because some part of your soul has not been allowed to speak. Sexual energy isn't just about pleasure, it's about power, creation, vulnerability. And when denied, it demands to be expressed through the back door, through shame, through guilt, through patterns you don't understand but keep repeating. This isn't pathology, it's a message, a call to integrate. So how do we reclaim this energy? Jung's process of individuation begins with awareness. You must turn inward. Ask the hard questions. What does sex mean to me? Where did I learn that? What am I trying to feel when I seek it? What am I avoiding? Joseph Campbell, interpreting Jungian themes, once said, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." Integration means facing what you fear, understanding the origin of your desire and honoring it, not by indulging but by listening. When sexual energy is acknowledged, it becomes creativity, intimacy, spiritual depth. It becomes a force that builds instead of breaks. You don't need to repress it, but you do need to give it meaning. True liberation isn't freedom to act on every impulse. It's freedom from being ruled by them. When you no longer fear your desires, they stop owning you. When you understand them, they become allies. And when you integrate sex into your soul, it stops being a game and becomes a gift. So now I ask you, what has sex been trying to show you about yourself? Because it's not just a drive, it's a doorway, and the key to that door is not in the body, it's in the willingness to look within. If this made you feel something you can't yet name, good. That means your inner work has already begun. If you found this reflection meaningful, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you know is ready for a deeper kind of conversation. And if you want to keep diving, watch our next video. Why repression creates obsession. The hidden cost of self-denial. Until next time, stay curious, stay honest, and above all, stay whole.